Do you know who your shareholders are? That's one of the questions being asked and answered here at the IR Magazine Conference and Awards 2012 in Singapore. I'm here with James Wong, the Chief Executive of Computershare, to help me answer that question. Hi there, James. Why does it matter? Do we really need to know who the shareholders are? What can we do with that information?
I think it's getting very interesting these days in terms of market development because increasingly stock exchange trades are cleared through depositories, and through depositories you get it through into layers of nominee and trust structures, and very, very often you lose track of who the true shareholders are, and there's where the corporate shareholder communication would break down.
Okay, but let's say we don't know, and we still put out the financial statements, we still publish the annual report, we still have the analysts briefing. Why do we really need to know on a granular basis who the individuals are?
Now, when the information gets into the hands of the shareholders, they will typically use it to make their investment decisions, but that's not the end of the story. When it comes to your shareholder meetings, you need your shareholders to support you, right? So you need to know who your shareholders are and who actually controls the votes, so that you can make sure your shareholder resolutions gets the necessary supports.
I see, and then you can style your message accordingly to the shareholders, I suppose.
Absolutely.
But you know, here in Asia, let's be frank, a lot of the companies that are listed on the exchanges are those that were formed maybe 50, 60 years ago by a patriarch who really only listed the company because he wanted to have a listed company or to find an exit or price discovery for his own shares. Let's be honest, they don't really care about the individual retail investors. Is that changing, and should they care?
We are not talking about retail shareholders, we are talking about institutional shareholders, particularly those in faraway countries. You don't know them, you don't know about how their valuation system is, you don't know how they make decisions.
Computershare has been around for many years. How have things changed in the way that you do business in order to cater to investors, rather the company's information needs?
Now, our core business is share registry. Why do we worry about who the shareholders are? We should have known better, right, from the register. But no, increasingly we find on our shareholder register, the names are really the nominee companies or the depositories. They're not really the true shareholders. Therefore, we have developed a unique business in this space where we can help companies to find out who the shareholders really are, where they are, who controls the votes.
Specifically here in Singapore, just finally, the finance minister recently announced that even CPF shareholders, that is those who have their retirement money in companies but are then represented by the CPF board, are going to have direct influence in AGMs. Do you think, therefore, that retail investors might become more important, or knowing who those retail investors are, might become more important to companies?
Generally, when you look at the shareholder structure, the retail shareholders typically don't have a lot of control over the outcome, because even if every one of them votes, they don't make up a big chunk of the voting rights. But foreign institutional shareholders, they're getting more influential. There are more foreign investors in the local market than you would be aware of, right? Those are the people who would give you the surprises.
All right. Okay, so 2013 is almost upon us. What's the big takeaway for the next year, do you think?
I think the big takeaway is that start thinking about your contingency communication plans, how your shareholders would react to company decisions. Would they support you? How would you garner their support?
Right, James Wong. We'll leave it there from Computershare. And the announcement that you heard during our conversation just now is that we've got to go back to the conference, the IR Magazine Conference and Awards 2012. Let's go, James. Thank you.